And with 40 seconds to time, good afternoon. For the next installment of Flat Track Fever 2024, I am your play-by-play for right now, Phil Hollywood. My co-host is still in the bathroom, I believe. But well, we can just go through our rosters for this afternoon. From Saskatoon Roller Derby, the Northern Pikes, 0 official mascot, 138, QT Sly, no elbows, 1-5. Reign of Terror, 1-9. The Mystic, 239. He is on the jammer line just now in the white. Dynamite, 369. Punchy, 40. Puppet Master, 42. Bell, 476. Freddie Hercury, 517. Super NSO for Saskatchewan, but they are in the skates this afternoon. And as the NSOs come in, I'll just finish that off for you. Golden Eye, 6-4. He is the captain for this game. Mac and Squeeze, 9-1. 9-1-1 is Killer Rella, standing on the track just now, facing the scoreboard. And Darkwheel Duck, 9-2, with the beard in the pivot cover, sitting on the bench nearest to you. And the far bench, we have our hometown Natural Born Thrillers. We will have their roster right after this first jam. But I can tell you, their jammer is 180 April Sowers. April Sowers representing Canada in the last Junior Roller Derby World Cup, doing our country proud. As a matter of fact, they were most valuable jammer, believe it or not. So congratulations to April Sowers. And we're just about to begin the first jam. Once again, the Mystic on the line for Saskatoon and April Sowers for the Natural Born Thrillers. And we are off. Pack getting real tight at the first straight. April Sowers moving like a piece of paper around the blockers there, doing a really great job. But the Mystic not too far behind, trying to take that inside line, but that was cut off very well. April Sowers trying to keep up, but they are recycled. Mystic, meanwhile, balancing around with Pay the Pain, doing some nice defense there. Justice tried to knock Mystic out, and Mystic has lead as they head into turn 3. Meanwhile, April Sowers still in the pack as Mystic comes around on a scoring pass. Mystic coming in just behind, taking the outside, picking up 2 points already. April Sowers hasn't done their initial quite yet, and Mystic is through for 4 big points. The Mystic 4 big points, and the Northern Pikes take the lead. April Sowers now just getting out of the pack. They're on their initial, and we might see a call off soon as we're in the first minute of the first jam. And the Mystic does call it off, scoring another 4 big points. That's 8 for the Northern Pikes, 0 for the Natural Born Thrillers. And very quickly for the Natural Born Thrillers, the lineup: 083 She-Hulk, Tornado 1-4, April Sowers 180, as you just saw on your screen. Nailbender, they're on the track just now, 2104. Murderous Muffin 274. Pay the Pain 52. Devnal, he's our bench alt captain. Peacemaker 710. Sperry Me 827. As we get into Jam 2, 083. She-Hulk is through on the inside, and she has lead, followed by the captain for Saskatoon, Golden Eye. They're quite close together. We could see a call off in just a few seconds as She-Hulk gets knocked down, and Golden Eye is through, stealing 4 points for Saskatoon here in the second jam. She-Hulk recycled in the far straightaway, and she will call it off, picking up, I believe, 2 points. 2 points for the Natural Born Thrillers. They are on the board. It is 12-2 for the Northern Pikes. Wrapping up as we get the third jam underway, we'll continue that list for you for our Thrillers. Sperry Me 827. On the track is the jammer, and Justice Bastacrash, he's the captain for the Thrillers, 8-4. 8-8 Downhill, 9-3-4 Hermione Danger, 9-4 Honey Smacks, and 9-7 Doves and Roses. And Sperry Me enters the pack in the first straightaway, while Reign of Terror bursts through, and they have lead. Reign of Terror 1-9 in your program. Perry Me taking off the helmet cover, taking the outside line, and Perry Me is through. Perry Me with initial, and meanwhile Reign of Terror, easy as you like it, with 4 big points, and they will call it off. before Perry Mead can score points. We have 16-2 for the Northern Pikes. Raina Terror, one of the coaches for the previous World Cup, and they're representing Saskatoon. We'd like to welcome Doug Drillmore.
Hey, hey.
Finish that poutine there, I see. As we begin Jam 4, April Sowers and official mascot taking the jammer line.
Ooh, fish on the inside for a quick lead jam, but Sowers right behind.
Yeah, April Sowers doing a great job to keep up with official mascot there as they head into turn 1 on the scoring pass. The pack is formed, and official mascot calls it off for 1 point each. A steal of 1 point for April Sowers and 1 for official mascot.
You know Dark Wheel Duck is saying, why was I at the back of the pack?
Heading into Jam 5 now, we have the captain for Saskatoon, Golden Eye. And way back in turn 3, maybe turn 4, is Sperry Me for the Natural Born Thrillers.
Oh, and coming out big, we got Golden Eye for the Pikes. Big lead jam. Sperry B still having a bit of trouble in the back. Held behind some Pike blockers. Easy pass through. Bender has something to say about it. But Golden Eye through for 4 points. Sperry B still on initial. Looks like a star pass has occurred to Justice Basta Crash. Oh, he's got one to beat. Killerella goes down and Basta is out. GoldenEye going around, makes it past Nailbender at the front of the pack, throwing 4 more points in the air. He says 12-0 is good for me.
A big dozen for GoldenEye. That's 29 big points for the Saskatoon Northern Pikes. Only 3 points so far for the Chinook City Natural Born Thrillers, as Tornado takes the line with Raina Terror. Raina Terror back on the jammer line.
Oh, love seeing Raina on that jammer line. Let's see how many points she can put up this time.
I'd like to see Tornado pick up some points as well. 5 seconds. And Jam 6 is underway. Jam 6, Raina Terror already caught at the jammer line, but they very easily get through. Only She-Hulk to beat, and Raina Terror has lead for Saskatoon.
Tornado struggling a bit, but finding themselves behind a solid tripod of Pike skaters.
Raina Terror now with a twist and a turn, very easily picks up 4 points on the outside, heading into the second scoring pass, while a star pass, it appears, wasn't completed correctly, so Tornado will go back, pick up the jammer cover, and try to get past Dark Wheel Duck in turn 1.
Raina smiling a huge grin as she pushes this tripod out of play and grabs 4 more points.
4 more points for the Northern Pikes, and the star pass is completed, and She-Hulk bursts through and is on the initial. Raina Terror taking the inside. Can they get through? Yes, they can for 4 big points. She-Hulk about to score, but Raina calls it off, picking up another 12 points.
Raina's the day, okay.
Yep, and Defnal calling time, wants to talk with his team before they take the court once again. 41-3 for the Northern Pikes. No? Advertisements? Nothing to
We had
no brought to you by?
Yep.
The Jammer Line is brought to you by Full Mobility Chiropractic.
WFTDI. Yeah.
And the
WFTDI sponsors your penalty box today. And the scoreboard is brought to you by Roller Derby Level Up.
Derby Level Up, based in Fort McMurray, Alberta?
Yes, absolutely, but does a lot of online.
Yeah, I noticed that that's done by Rotten Broughton, Fort McMurray Roller Derby League.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She does a lot of great work online. Got to participate in 1 or 2 exercises. Convinced me to get in shape, so special thanks to her. And we're entering Jam 7. April Sowers taking the line with official mascot. 41-3 for the Northern Pikes.
This is going to be a really good jammer matchup. Let's see who gets through. Sowers pushing hard to the front, but goes down, giving an opportunity for Fish.
Official mascot is through, and April Sowers gets up off the tarmac, and she is away as well. Official mascot telling them to get to the front, telling her teammates to get to the front, and she calls it off.
Oh, it's tough when you're a jammer and your pack is skating out the back. You're not going to be scoring points until you get past the opposing skaters, not your own.
But better to be safe than sorry for mascot there. Still 41-3 heading into Jam number 8. And the Northern Pikes are already out. Punchy as the jammer, Cutie Sly, Pivot, Blockers, Dynamite, Bell, and Freddie Hercury. And they are away. She-Hulk putting on the jammer cover for the Chinook City Natural Born Thrillers. But Punchy picking up lead with She-Hulk far and away.
Yeah, Punchy got past Bender with her hips, and then boom, Bender completed the hit.
And with encouragement from the bench, Punchy calls it off before
just in time.
Yes, before She-Hulk can score any points there. I'm not sure Punchy knew exactly what was happening.
Sometimes that's really tough to see when you get lead, but you're also knocked out.
10 seconds before Jam number 9. Bury Me back on the track, whooping up the crowd. GoldenEye already has his game face on. Looking into the pack for Jam number 9. Here we go. GoldenEye trying to take the outside. Getting through the blockers. Honey Smack and Justice Basta Crash doing a great job there with Hermione Granger. But GoldenEye is through for lead. Bury Me getting past Darth Will Duck. Can Bury Me get there? Take the inside. Staying in bounds. And now they're on their initial. GoldenEye, meanwhile, tried to take the apex jump, calls it off. Bury Me is through, and they were unable to pick up points there, but 2 points for GoldenEye, and it's 43-3 for the Northern Pikes.
Note on that, don't be fooled by Bury Me's jersey. That is, in fact, Bury Me not. Bet David's eyes.
Both teams up on the far straightaway. We're in turn 2 here in the announcer's booth. April Sowers and the Mystic once again in Jam number 10. And I believe we have our first penalty of the game. It is against April Sowers as the Mystic gets a lead.
And it's a power jam.
I would do sound effects there, but I don't want to blow out anyone's eardrums. Mystic trying to take the outside, knocked out. Here come their teammates to help him out, and
big pile up.
Bodies crashing on the ground.
Climbs right out of the middle.
Credit to Pay the Pain for forming a bridge to help the Mystic up there. Good sportspersonship. Oh. And Blad 2-7 forearm. That's Murderous Muffin. A little too much good defense there as April Sowers is out of the penalty box. And they are through on their initial. Pay the Pain getting another penalty. They'll head off, and the Mystic will call it off just to be safe. He picks up 4 more points to make it 47-3 for the Saskatoon Northern Pikes. It's been a while since the Natural Born Thrillers have scored a point in this game. We're only 11 jams in, heading into Jam 11. Hopefully they'll pick up some more. They'll have a depleted lineup on the track with a couple of skaters in the box. Well, let's see if Nailbender, our great Nailbender, can do something about it.
Oh, he's got some fierce competition in official mascot. Both jammers knocked to the outside and recycled back. Let's try attempt number 2 at this initial pass.
Official mascot on the outside, trying to get past both blockers, and official is through with lead for the Pikes. Bender's still in turn 1.
Big inside. Bender's just got, on his toes, past Duck. Who knew Nailbender had those moves?
He was up on his toenails for that one. Meanwhile, official mascot scoring points, already picking up 4, letting Bender try scoring on his initial. Looks like he's picked up 1 so far. The official is through again.
That counts. That'll go up on the board. Your wish, Phil, will come true.
Official calling it off as they were knocked to the inside, and it looks like a steal of 3 points for the Natural Born Thrillers, while official mascot picks up 5. Currently 52-6 for the Northern Pikes as we enter jam number 12. Both teams taking the far straightaway as April Sowers and Bell line up at the jammer line. No, excuse me, that's Reign of Terror. Reign of Terror lining up at the jammer line. Bell is actually the pivot.
Nice, slow, controlled start. Both teams making some excellent defensive formations.
And
April Sowers with a stop short, a down up, 1 to beat, and is through for lead. Renatera not far behind.
It's the first lead of the day for April Sowers. No, lead of the game, excuse me. Lead of the game for April Sowers. April Sowers on the outside picking up 1 and already calls it off. Hoping for a little assistance on the outside there, but they did get the call off. And it's 1 point for the Natural Born Thrillers.
It's already 1 p.m., so you know April Sowers has already played 2 games today.
Don't show any signs of stopping. Unfortunately, now Reign of Terror did steal 4 points for the Northern Pikes, so they extend their lead by 3 at 56-7.
1 extra point up for MBT.
Oh, no, excuse me. There's been a correction. Those 4 are taken away. Apparently, Reign of Terror did not pass all 4 blockers in time, but GoldenEye has no problem taking the inside on the Thrillers, and he's lead once again while Tornado is stuck in the back. GoldenEye scoring, moving through the pack, picking up another 4 points for the Pikes as the star pass.
I've been impressed with GoldenEye so far this game. He should definitely check in with Chinook City Roller Derby and see if there's room on the dogs.
There might still be if he keeps scoring points. Spare me, though. They are the new jammer of record after a successful star pass, and they're trying to get through. And Spare Me does on their initial.
A little help from GoldenEye there, actually.
Well, you can always count a little help on from your opponents, teammates, friends. Spare Me now scoring points, getting through 1, hitting the pack, trying to pick up a few more as GoldenEye comes in. 64-7 for the Pikes as GoldenEye scores another big 4 points and calls it off. 16 points for GoldenEye. He'll take a breather as the Pikes lead 68-7.
Huge jam. Biggest of the game so far.
And there's still some discussion among the scorekeepers and the jammer refs. It looks like, yes, they're going to give Spare Me 3 points, a steal of 3 points. And that brings the Natural Born Thrillers to double digits.
All right.
As we get to the midway point of the first half.
Ooh, standing on the jammer line, we have the Mystic versus Justice. Basta crash. Justice, of course, crashing his way through the pack. But getting cycled back.
Mystic having no problem there. He takes the outside and has lead once again. Justice Basta Crash taking off the helmet cover, trying to pass it front to Nailbender, who's the pivot. Or excuse me, as Pay the Pain as the pivot, and Pain is through.
Makes it past Bell.
Mystic, meanwhile, knocked to the inside. Bender recycling, and now the Mystic calls it off. Great defense by Nailbender. And a high five. That won't appear on the score sheet, but high fives are always welcome on the Flat Track Fever track. As we head into Jam 15, 69-10 for the Northern Pikes. Once again, the Jam line brought to you by Full Mobility Chiropractic. We'd like to thank them and all of our sponsors for this weekend. Great derby action.
Looks like official mascot is up versus She-Hulk. Fish out in lead. She-Hulk recycled through the pack.
Official mascot made that look easy there. A little too easy, if you get my drift.
Oh, Fish is incredible on the lines.
Well, She-Hulk is through, no problem there. Took a little bit, but now official mascot is through. They've scored 4 points. She-Hulk now
Fish.
trying to score.
But Fish looks to the bench and they say, you know what? That's cool. Let's end this jam right now. 4-0.
Well, 4-0 jam 15. 73-10 for the Northern Pikes. Chinook City already out on the track, and the Northern Pikes joining them. Already
New jammer matchup we have out here. We have Justice Bastacrash versus Bell.
And it appears Darkwheel Duck is the tallest of all the skaters out there on the track.
We keep on telling him to get low, but... Ooh, jammer on jammer knockback. Not a full run around, but enough to slow down the start of this jam.
Bell doing well to get through. They're just pushing through the triangle, and they are through for lead. And a
Bold a multiplayer block on Pay the Pain.
as Honey Smacks taking the penalty box there.
Bell did some incredible jamming a couple nights ago for Team Alberta versus Team Ontario. Really showed her stuff.
Justice Bastacrash, meanwhile, stuck, and a star pass is completed. Handing off to Sperry Me. Let's see if Sperry Me can collect some more points as they're knocked to the inside by that triangle defense by the Pikes. And very subtly, Bell making it through the inside, picking up another 4 points. Sperry Me recycled by Darthwheel Duck. Let's see if Sperry Me can get around the outside, stuck in the pack again, but Bell take the outside, knocked outside, and she calls it off.
And Duck says, hey, no running back by jammer past me.
Giving us the finger as he skates by. And we're into jam 17 now, 84-10 for the Northern Pikes. Natural Born Thriller is able to hit double digits, but looking to pick up some more points to make this a closer game. Right now we have She-Hulk on the jammer line with the Mystic. Mystic having a good game so far. It looks like She-Hulk is finding form, and She-Hulk trying to make it through, and it takes the inside to grab lead for the Thrillers. Mystic recycled by Nail Bender. Nail Bender now being pushed aside by Killarella. Mystic kept to the inside, trying to force their way out. She-Hulk, though, is through for 4 big points to make their second scoring pass. She-Hulk trying to cut the deficit to the outside, and a forearm penalty has been assessed to She-Hulk's teammate, Murderous Muffin. It's his third so far, but She-Hulk looking to pick up some more points. Hitting the pack, and as the Mystic tries to pick up some points of his own, she calls it off. And that's 12 points for She-Hulk.
Does pick up Pay the Pain's point. Not sure about the box point, though.
Yeah, there was one in the box, so perhaps that might be 2 points. But I believe they're going to keep it at 1 for now. So 12 points, the best jam so far for the Thrillers. She-Hulk taking a well-deserved rest. As we enter jam 13, April Sowers and Mac and Squeeze. Mac and Squeeze, this is their first time on the jammer line. April Sowers in the back, but Mac and Squeeze in the front with help from Darthwheel Duck.
Oh, Darkwheel Duck is excellent at doing offense. He jams a lot himself.
But April Sowers is through ahead of
Just by a nose, though.
Just by a nose. Murderous Muffin still in the penalty box. And April Sowers telling her teammates to go to the front, and knocked down, and they'll call it off. But Sowers is up. It appears she's okay. She was able to pick up just 1 point, 1 point apiece.
One ace.
And Murderous Muffin is out of the penalty box. Well, both teams congregating by the pivot line. The pivot line, of course, is a few feet away. And now everyone goes back from the pivot line towards the jammer line. And
the full mobility chiropractic jammer line.
Yes. And GoldenEye tried to take the inside, unable to. And it's a track cut penalty for GoldenEye. We have a power jam situation for She-Hulk. Let's see if She-Hulk can grab lead. Only two more blockers to beat.
But lots of good cycling. Oh, She-Hulk through on the inside.
Unfortunately, took a cut on the inside, and we'll have a jammer swap. Jammer swap situation. We're going to go the full 2 minutes for jam number 19 as She-Hulk sits down in the penalty box. The penalty box brought to you by WFTDI. Now here is GoldenEye, and easy as you like it, through the outside, and GoldenEye has his initial pass. He'll be scoring. Teammates lined up on either side of the near turn. Taking the inside and, well, seamlessly getting another 4 big points as Bell stamps her skate. Now She-Hulk is out of the penalty box with less than 50 seconds to go in jam number 19. GoldenEye picking up 4 points as She-Hulk takes the outside. Offense brought to her by her teammates, and She-Hulk almost through, but Bell knocking her out. She-Hulk will have to be recycled as GoldenEye makes it into turn number 4 with 4 more points. Getting closer to triple digits now, and it's a star pass. A star pass for the Natural Born Thrillers. Spare Me doing excellent work as the pivot, picking up, I believe this is their 3rd star pass.
Oh, yeah. Pivoting's no easy job, but Spare Me makes it look like it. Getting out of the back.
And that is the end of the jam as GoldenEye breaks through, and it appears they'll pick up 4 more points. 16 on the jam. It's 102 for the Northern Pikes, 102 to the Natural Born Thrillers 23. Spare Me unable to pick up points on that last pass.
On the jam line now, we have Nail Bender and official mascots. Couple of veterans of roller derby here.
Look, there's some initial confusion among the Northern Pikes, but they're set now as they are down a blocker. Nail Bender trying to break through. Another penalty, this one going to Tornado, the pivot for multiplayer. And official has lead, followed by Nail Bender close behind. Official mascot will want her teammates in front to potentially pick up some points and call off the jam. And she does. Unfortunately, she does pick up 2 points on that pass.
Fish knows how to hit it back to get those last couple points. You go butt first.
You do have to pass the hips of the opposing blockers in order to pick up points. And she was able to do just that on the near straight here. Five seconds to jam number 21. The Mystic and April Sowers at the jammer line once again on the outside. A couple of bodies falling over. April Sowers getting to the front at the pivot line, and I believe there has been a cut penalty awarded, and the skater is down, and we will bring play to a halt and call for time. And that was April Sowers getting to her feet, and it appears she's okay. Of course, with when jams are called for injuries, the injured skater has to sit for 3 jams just to make sure that everything's all right and they're not in worse shape. But it appears April Sowers is sitting on the bench and smiling again.
Perfect. Big thank you to all of our medics and medical staff out there who's keeping us safe and happy.
And Spare Me will be on a power jam to start. The Mystic picked up a penalty before the last jam was called. So Natural Born Thrillers have an opportunity to score big, and they do. Spare Me picking up lead for the Thrillers.
Yeah, big offense by She-Hulk, really helping out there.
Spare Me in the near straightaway, already passing one skater, trying to get past two more, Killarella and 138 Cutie Sly, keeping Sperry Me in check in turn 3, while the Mystic comes out of the penalty box looking to make his initial. Knocked to the outside, brought back in. Justice keeping him in turn 3. Knocked to the inside by Justice Bassett Crash with a crashing tackle. Mystic will give one more try while Sperry Me makes their way to turn 4, recycled once again.
Ooh, the Mystic on the outside, screeches on through. Spare Me says, no thank you for any more of that.
They do blow kisses to each other as they both get through, but Sperry Me picking up 4 points, shutting out Northern Pikes for the first time in a while so far this game.
Yeah, 4-0 is a huge jam for MBT.
If you're tuning in live stream, we have a couple more games this Sunday. Be sure to stick around for those. Meantime, here's Tornado and Punchy lining up on the jammer line for the Thrillers and the Pikes, respectively.
Punchy finds that outside that eluded her all earlier in the game. Punchy easy inside, takes it for 4 points. Tornado still working on the initial, going inside, outside, but the Pikes defense is strong.
Punchy just picking up points. It's all about offense right now for the Natural Born Thrillers as Tornado passes off the star to Honey Smacks. Honey Smacks, number 9-4 in your program. They are the new jammer of record as Punchy tries to take the inside and does for another 4 points. Meanwhile, Honey Smacks is through on their initial, and Punchy calls it off. Before heading into turn 1, it's 116 to the Northern Pikes, 27 for the Natural Born Thrillers. And it appears Murderous Muffin is stuck in the penalty box once again. The penalty box brought to you by WFTDI. That's Canada's insurance agency.
Official mascot is jamming for the Pikes, and we have She-Hulk for the Natural Born Thrillers. Fish out on the outside. Great lead percentage for official mascot this game.
Making it look easy while She-Hulk bashes through and has initial. Official mascot entering turn 1, eyeing down the competition, getting past Nailbender and picking up 4 big points while She-Hulk close behind, entering the pack. Breaks through, picked up at least 2 on that. Taking the outside, unfortunately is penalized for cutting the track. She'll have to sit in the penalty box for 30 seconds.
And not far behind comes official mascot with the cut track of her own.
And we have our second jammer swap of the game, and She-Hulk is out. We're going to go the full 2 minutes, which means this is going to be the last jam of the half.
Pack starting to move quick, and easy She-Hulk on the inside. It's a lot easier to jam through when everybody's moving.
4 points apiece. She-Hulk and now official mascot scoring points with 10 seconds to go in the first period. Just over 40 seconds to go in the jam. All the skaters now in turn 1, turn 2. She-Hulk at the front with 3 blockers keeping her in. It appears another cut penalty on She-Hulk. Mystic doing great work on the outside of turn 2 while official mascot picks up 4 more points.
Looks like She-Hulk's going to be stuck in the box between periods.
Official mascot directing traffic, scoring 1. Taking the outside with less than 10 seconds to go. And an illegal contact penalty to Murderous Muffin. I believe that's his 5th. And official mascot was happy to just let the time run out. And there will be 2 skaters in the box, one of them a jammer, to start the second half. Your score at halftime appears to be 130-33.
Welcome back, Roller Derby fans, as we get the second half of the Northern Pikes and NBT game underway. Score of the half, 130 points for the Pikes, 33 for the Natural Born Thrillers.
Just getting my steps in during that halftime. A little out of breath, but I'm going to let you get us started.
As a reminder, starting this jam, we have official mascot, but NBT starting with She-Hulk in the penalty box. Brought to you by WFTDI Insurance.
As She-Hulk stands up, Murderous Muffin joining her. Murderous Muffin already picking up 5 penalties in the first half. Not a good stat to pick up. Official mascot entering turn 1 already off and scoring, picking up 4 points as She-Hulk enters the fray, taking the inside but recycled by Killarella, number 911 in your program. Murderous Muffin joins the pack as She-Hulk tries to break through, almost did, but Darth Will Duck recycling her. As official mascot enters scoring trip number 2. And breaking through with 4 points as She-Hulk joins her. A little jammer on jammer action as they enter turn 3, and now official mascot putting on the defense, but no, calls it off. After the first jam, Northern Pikes with 138, while the Natural Born Thrillers have 33 points. Entering the jammer line now is the Mystic, followed by Tornado. Sharing a couple of laps. It's been a great weekend for Derby here in Calgary, and we thank you for joining us as well. Tornado taking a running start as we start jam number 2. The Mystic to the outside meets with Bender again as the pack closes in on the far straightaway. The Mystic taking the outside and is recycled while Tornado bashes through, meeting 3 blockers, but the Mystic right behind, taking the inside and has lead. Tornado not too far behind as the Mystic exits turn number 4. The pack moving forward, hitting turn 3. The Mystic looking to pick up some points very quickly to call it off, and does. It looks like only 1 point for the Mystic this time. 1 point, bringing Northern Pikes total to 139.
Sometimes 1 point's enough when you're ahead. You got to think about that clock time that you're ticking down, getting that jam through.
Now it's jam number 3, Golden Eye, picking up a plethora of points in the first half. Let's see if he can pick up some more in the second. Reign of Terror will be joining him. They are the pivot.
And Justice Basta Crash, both jammers just pushing through an absolute scrum of a start.
And GoldenEye will take a seat in the penalty box as Justice Basta Crash earns lead for the first time in the game. The pack stopping just outside of turn 1 as the Natural Born Thrillers try to provide some offense for number 8-4. Basta Crash meeting with 3 blockers, taking the outside, and does pick up 4 points for your hometown Natural Born Thrillers.
Oh, and the crowd is loving it. Keep that speed up, Basta Crash.
Basta Crash now entering turn 3. Teammates waiting for him there. Ooh. And it's a back block penalty. He rammed into one of the Northern Pikes in the numbers, and that's a no-no as GoldenEye makes his initial, and he'll start scoring.
And we're going to have this jam go for another full minute. Let's see how many points GoldenEye can put up.
GoldenEye to the inside, knocked outside by She-Hulk. She-Hulk doing a great job there. And it's all eyes on defense. Natural Born Thrillers trying to keep GoldenEye from scoring, but to no avail as GoldenEye picks up 4 points, 4 more points for the Northern Pikes. Basta Crash coming out of the penalty box. He'll start scoring right away. And it appears he does as he keeps his feet moving and makes his way through for 4 points.
That's a really good example of why you don't show full legal target zone to a bashy jammer like Justice.
And with 10 seconds left to go in the jam, a multiplayer penalty assessed to one of the Northern Pikes. Two will be heading to the box. It appears Rain of Terror and No Elbows will start the fourth jam from the penalty box. Brought to you by WFTDI.
What was that, a forearm call on No Elbows? I don't know if that's possible.
I remember when I started in roller derby, there was such a thing as an elbow penalty.
Oh, absolutely.
But now they just call it all forearms.
Pike starting super short, but an official timeout, given a quick pause.
And we'd like to thank the Carriage House for the generous donation made by that fine hotel, a dine and stay package, which includes a one-night stay in the premium room with a full hot breakfast buffet for up to 2 people, and a $50 credit to any of our food and beverage outlets. Value of this donation, approximately 350 big ones.
Whoa, that sounds amazing. What about that Rydell Skates gift certificate? $250, that's pretty incredible.
I've been meaning to pick up some new skates myself, but I do have to make some more dough in order to afford one of those, so I might pick up one of those gift certificates.
Oh, yeah.
The timeout about to conclude as April Sowers and Mac and Squeeze hit the jammer line. This is the second time they've lined up together this game. April Sowers in front, met by 3 Saskatoon blockers. There's a penalty in behind, a forearm penalty being assessed to Murderous Muffin. That's unlucky number 6 for number 2-7.
One more penalty, and that's 7. There's lots of game left.
And we have some jammer on jammer run back. April Sowers now putting on the defense as Mac and Squeeze gets through. As they hit turn number 1, April Sowers trying to get through, and they do.
Those jammer on jammer runbacks are an excellent way to drain your team's penalties and get all of your blockers back on the track.
Murderous Muffin standing as April Sowers hits lead, and she gets through, picking up at least 3 points. It's a 4-point jam for April Sowers.
Natural Born Thrillers climbing up those points.
Trying to cut the deficit now. It's only 101 as the Northern Pikes have a, don't want to say comfortable, but it's rather big, 150 points for them.
It's not uncomfortable.
Yes. Yeah, so there is an opportunity for the Thrillers to come back.
I see Nailbender on the line up against the Mystic. Nailbender recycled on the inside. Mystic pushing, just has to get past Basta.
Both were pushed out, but now the Mystic comes back in, trying to get past Sperry Me as Sperry Me is knocked to the inside. And it is a cut penalty to the Mystic, so a power jam opportunity for Nailbender. Let's see if he can do the trick now, as he only has Punchy to beat and does for lead. Nailbender lead jammer for jam number 5 with just over a minute to go.
Ooh, Basta does some excellent offense on Bell, holding the pack back.
Nailbender knocked to the outside. He's on a scoring pass. Punchy tried to run him back, but was knocked inside. And so Nailbender re-enters play, but calls it off.
Decides to freeze Mystic in the WFTDI penalty box. Looking up at the roller derby level up scoreboard, we have Northern Pikes at 150 and the Natural Born Thrillers up to 52 points.
Nailbender, not only does he play for the Natural Born Thrillers, he plays for the Glenmore Reservoir Dogs. They'll be playing this afternoon. Calgary will want him to save his strength for that game. Mm-hmm. She-Hulk entering turn 1 with the Mystic coming out of the penalty box. And She-Hulk has lead for your Natural Born Thrillers.
Tornado heading to the penalty box for the Natural Born Thrillers.
As Hermione, his teammate Hermione for the Thrillers knocked to the track. But She-Hulk able to break through for 4 big points as the Mystic makes their initial. She-Hulk will want to pick up a few more points before calling it off with the Mystic right behind. And She-Hulk does call it off. We'll see how many points she has this time. 2 more points to give her a 6-point jam, cutting the deficit to 150 to the Northern Pikes, 58 for the Natural Born Thrillers.
That's 2 in a row that MBT's been up. Let's see if they can't keep this going for the next 20 minutes.
Killary in the blue helmet, last to join her teammates. April Sowers, Justice Basta Crash are the blockers for Sperry Me, while Tornadoes stands in the penalty box, but Official Mascot breaks the defense and has lead once again.
Just spinning their way to lead.
Sperry Me recycled, yet to make their initial, but Official Mascot, easy as you like, takes the inside on the jammer line and picks up 4 more points. Sperry Me with the jammer cover in hand. Only has 1 more blocker to beat, but Killarella stepped out, and so that allows Sperry Me to re-enter the track as the jammer.
Excellent awareness by Sperry Me on that. Well, Fish goes through for another 4 points. So 3 with the no pass, no point.
And a late call off by Official Mascot, and Sperry Me a little disappointed they were unable to pick up a point there. Only 7 points for Official Mascot to bring our score to 157-58. And 5 seconds till time.
We got GoldenEye versus She-Hulk.
And She-Hulk is through ahead of GoldenEye as lead for jam number 8. GoldenEye getting past her, and She-Hulk will have to call it off because her teammates were unable to get in front. GoldenEye showing a lot of great speed there to stop the jam. Neither jammer able to pick up points there. Good awareness by She-Hulk to call off the jam before any damage was done.
Oh, yeah.
Entering jam 9 now. Natural Born Thriller blockers trying to psych themselves up as Sperry Me and the Mystic engaging in some defensive action before the jammer line. They enter the pack.
Even before the jam started.
I don't know if you can call an early hit with what was happening out there.
You absolutely can, but it's got to have at least a bit of impact.
And a couple of Saskatoon blockers being sent to the penalty box as Sperry Me gets lead for the Natural Born Thrillers. The Mystic caught behind by Justice Basta Crash and Honey Smacks. Mystic to the outside, to the inside once again, and is through on their initial, while Sperry Me tries to pick up some points. Sticking to the outside, getting past Puppet Master, staying on their skates, picks up 4 points. And Sperry Me doing the wise thing, calling it off before the Mystic can score. It's 4 points for the Natural Born Thrillers. Now both teams will have a skater in the box to start jam number 10.
3-on-3 starts often mean no offense for either team. Let's see how the jammers contend with these tripods.
Mac and Squeeze doing very well so far for the Northern Pikes. Able to get lead a couple of times, but April Sowers lining up next to her. April Sowers taking the inside and does pick up lead right past Official Mascot, who's the pivot for the Pikes, while Mac and Squeeze gets pushed forward, almost fell over, but was able to regain their footing.
Little push there from Fish.
April Sowers to the outside, picks up 1 point, cuts back inside, picks up a couple more past Killarella, and calls off the jam. See how many points Sowers picks up for the Thrillers. Just a little bit of a discussion there between our skating officials. And it appears to be a penalty awarded to April Sowers. A track cut right at the end as she was calling it off. Unsure how many points they picked up, but GoldenEye is hitting the line.
Oh, it looks like MBT wisely backed up, but GoldenEye is able to just spin his way through the pack for lead.
GoldenEye.
MPT setting up a defensive formation in the front. Murderous Muffin looking to play some counter offense. GoldenEye says, I don't need help. I can just get through here. Penalty being assessed.
Hermione
9-3-4, Hermione Danger.
GoldenEye very casually picking up 4 points, but April Sowers right behind.
April Sowers can sneak up on you like that.
And does, and GoldenEye wisely calling it off before April Sowers can steal some points. And we have an official review from Dev Null. He's the bench alt captain for the Natural Born Thrillers. Has a question about the previous jam.
Dev's been about 50-50 on his official reviews this weekend. Let's see how this one goes. Well, we have a break. Let's talk about our sponsors for the weekend. The Jam Line is brought to you by Full Mobility Chiropractic. The Penalty Box, which we currently have Hermione Danger sitting in, is brought to you by WFTDI. Your scoreboard is brought to you by Roller Derby Level Up. We have vendors, Nerd Roller Skates, and Myo Lab set up at the back, as well as many, many merch offerings from various leagues, including Calgary Junior Roller Derby, Calgary Roller Derby. Check them all out at the back. They got some excellent, excellent t-shirts, pins. What? It's good for what ails you.
The official review from Dev. Dev was looking for an illegal contact penalty on the jammer from the previous jam, White 6-4. Now, apparently, what Dev believes is there was a no-pack called in 25 seconds in, and when there's a no-pack, no one's supposed to have any contact with the jammers, unfortunately. Dev believes that White 6-4 used that to his advantage by making contact with the tripod, which is something you're not supposed to do. So Dev is asking for an illegal contact penalty to be assessed to the jammer.
Excellent. For all of you aspiring coaches out there, listen to all those details that were included. You want to say where, when, what, but most importantly, what penalty you want out of the official review.
It appears now the referees have consulted with each other and will get the result.
Oh, no, right? The mic behind the back and everything. Always, always, always.
So the consensus among the officials was that the pack had reformed before the jammer made contact with the tripod. Now, it wasn't verbalized as of yet, so it wasn't verbalized at that time, but that was what the officials believe happened. So the Natural Born Thrillers, unfortunately, will not retain their official review.
Yep, no call stands. But now we get to start another jam. We have the Mystic versus Tornado.
But before we have another timeout on the floor. It appears there is a discussion among the skating officials and the scorekeepers.
Oh, it's very important to sort these out.
Yes, they're looking for a confirmation on the score.
More importantly, it looks like Mystic has decided it's time for a break, and Tornado's decided it's time.
I think what they're trying, there's a little bit of a hiccup with the scoreboard. I think what they want to do is end the official review and then call a timeout. I believe that's what they're attempting to do. Working with a PC is always a problem, unfortunately, with little delays and things like that. So they want to not only end the timeout, but then start a new one. And I believe the jam timer will have to... Jam timer is consulting with the skating official. He'll come around and see if they can work the bugs out of the system. Once again, we'd like to thank our vendors this weekend. Bad Girlfriend Skates, Nerd, and Derby Level Up. They've been selling their wares and providing our skaters with some great merchandise this weekend. And now I believe the hiccups with the computer have been sorted out. And we'll soon get play underway. But for the Mystic, he's already tired. He's been scoring a lot of points, and he's taken to the floor, and so has Tornado. Both of them are now taking a siesta on the jammer line. And we're set to resume play. The official review lasting about 2.5 minutes.
And the jam is underway. Oh, and an incredibly quick lead for the Mystic. Spinning around the inside.
Mystic.
Go ahead, Phil.
Mystic scoring now as the Tornado is still caught in the pack, taking the inside, and the Mystic picking up 4 points, while Tornado removing the star cover, handing it off to Honey Smacks on a successful star pass. Let's see if Smacks can get through, and she almost did. Took a step out, was able to get back in because the blocker that sent her out was still in front, so a penalty being assessed meanwhile. This one to 1-5, no elbows.
Multiplayer.
A lot of multiplayer penalties so far this game as Honey Smacks makes her way through as the new lead jammer. Used a lot of energy to break through that pack there, but the Mystic calling off the jam before she can score points and has picked up 4 more. The Northern Pikes now with at least 171 to the 62 for the Natural Born Thrillers. Saskatoon starting with a blocker down, and a timeout has been called.
Standing on the jam line. Looks like we have official mascot as well as She-Hulk.
It's been a while since She-Hulk took the jammer line. Taking a well-deserved rest. One of the best skaters on the track for both teams so far.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't forget official mascot. Official mascot getting lead virtually every jam, with the exception of a couple. Both jammers exchanging smiles as we resume play. Official mascot in front, meeting a tripod of 3, but it's She-Hulk who makes her way through on her initial, but is not the lead jammer.
No, Fish diving her way through initially, did earn lead, but was recycled back into the pack onto her initial. Oh, big pile up, but everyone's up and going.
Everyone checking to make sure everyone's all right. But She-Hulk gets through with 4 points. Official mascot still in the back. Knocked down, able to get up with a smile. Still has lead. But now She-Hulk getting a back block penalty on that one. So official mascot has an opportunity to pick up some points on a power jam.
Pack moving quickly, but slowed down now. We're started straight away. 1 is the defense zone called. Fish says all offense all the time.
Just over 13 minutes remaining in the second half. Pikes leading 173 to 66, and it's 4 more points for Fish.
That was some excellent offense by Punchy to get her through.
She-Hulk now standing in the penalty box. Her penalty wraps up as she re-enters the track. Official mascot entering turn 3, already picking up a point. And she'll wisely call it off to pick up 2 points, at least 2 points. Having trouble seeing the fingers there, might be 3, but I'll say at least 2 for now. And it's no points for She-Hulk on that one. So, yes, 7 points for official mascot on that jam, bringing the Pikes total to 180. 180 to 66 for the Northern Pikes. Just over 12 minutes to go in the second period as we enter Jam 14. And
Jam starts. We got April Sowers versus Goldeneye. Both jammers caught up on the inside. Sowers makes it through a little bit quicker, but Goldeneye is out for lead. Sowers never far behind. Pack is all mixed up. Everyone's just playing offense. Let's see how these jammers get through. Goldeneye smashes past Murderous Muffin, but Muffin says, no, you're going to the inside of the track. You only get 1 point this jam, Goldeneye. 3 points stolen by April Sowers.
Very good work by the Thrillers on that jam. Murderous Muffin not scared to play the defense, even though he's in penalty trouble. Doing what he can to help his team. Sperry Me and the Mystic once again at the jammer line. A rolling start for them.
Those rolling starts are tough. The rules state specifically you can't be accelerating at the whistle, but you can be coasting very, very fast.
And it's a penalty for Sperry Me, while the Mystic breaks through on his earning lead jammer status.
And it's power jam time. Mystic calling for some offense. Doesn't look like he needs it. Oh, excellent inside sweep by the Northern Pikes.
Mystic doing very well, blowing kisses to both teams as he enters the near straight, taking the inside line, getting past Honey Smacks.
Ooh.
Very well done.
Love that little hip spin.
As a matter of fact, the Mystic was on Team Canada's junior roster for the 2023 Junior Roller Derby World Cup.
I think you can tell by the shorts.
Yes, you can. And it's 4 more points for the Mystic, while another penalty is being assessed in behind play. Sperry Me able to get through on their initial.
Coming around for points now.
Just over 40 seconds to go in the jam. Mystic breaking through, calling off the jam, picking up 2 more points. Northern Pikes inching ever closer to that magical 200-point mark. It's now 195 to the Northern Pikes, 69 for the Natural Born Thrillers.
But an unfortunate all too familiar sight for the Northern Pikes. 2 in their penalty box, leaving Duck and Punchy the lone blockers for the team on the track.
And making her way for the first time on the jammer line, it's Hermione Danger. No doubt the crowd is excited to see her take the track with the star on the helmet. Let's see what she can do, but it's official mascot earning lead once again for the Pikes. Hermione still caught in the outside, able to break through, staying in bounds. Met by Darthwheel Duck as official mascot picks up 4 points. Hermione Danger recycled by Darthwheel Duck. Joined by another of his teammates from the penalty box.
And Hermione Danger is out on their initial pass. Coming around for points. Let's see what Fish says. I see Coach Shrimp saying, hey, let's keep this jam going.
Both teams at full strength as Hermione Danger makes her way and picks up 4 big points. Official mascot knocked to the inside.
Taking a little breather there, saying, I got time.
She wisely calls it off before Hermione Danger can score some more points. And it's 3 more points for official mascot, bringing her total to 7, while Hermione Danger picks up her first 4 points of the afternoon. The Northern Pikes able to eclipse that 200-point mark. They have 202 points to the Natural Born Thrillers 73 as we enter Jam 17.
Your Jam 17 jammers, we got Tornado and Bell back out on the jam line. We haven't seen Bell jam in a while since the first period.
a tough tripod in turn 1 for Tornado. Tornado coming to us from Royal City being Guelph, Ontario. So welcome to Tornado as Bell earns lead jammer status for the Northern Pikes. Tornado taking off the jammer cover, trying to look for the pivot to complete another star pass, and does. Pay the Pain is the new jammer of record. Makes her initial as Bell hits the outside, looks to the bench, and calls off the jam. Just over 6.5 minutes to go in the game. 2:06 for the Northern Pikes to 73 for the Natural Born Thrillers. April Sowers and GoldenEye exchanging notes before we begin Jam 18.
So that's how you put the star on.
Ah, yes. GoldenEye now trying to take the inside as April Sowers takes the outside line and earns lead. Nailbender keeping GoldenEye in the back while April Sowers looks to pick up some points. GoldenEye to the inside and the outside, trying to get past Nailbender, and does for his initial. Meanwhile, April Sowers in the back. Killery with a key block there as April Sowers picks up 4 points and calls it off. A smile from April Sowers, and congratulations from the opposing team. That will bring the Thrillers total to 77 points with just over 5.5 minutes remaining.
Looks like Jam 19 is going to start with Punchy on the line for the Northern Pikes. They're going to be up against She-Hulk.
Punchy with a smile on her face as she takes the outside. She-Hulk very close behind. Knocked to
Punchy
the outside.
just has Bastard to beat, and does for lead jammer.
She-Hulk meanwhile still in the back, but gets through on her initial. Punchy now to the middle of the track as two skaters go down in the near turn. Punchy able to get in before Pay the Pain, trying to recycle her. She-Hulk knocked to the outside once again, but Punchy still trying to pick up points. Just over 4 minutes to go in the second period as Punchy pushes Justice Bastacrash to the back. Knocked down, allowing Punchy to get through. Only Pay the Pain left to beat. And Pay the Pain has to let Punchy go as the pack was in turn 3. Punchy able to pick up 4 points.
She-Hulk having a lot of trouble against this trio of Northern Pikes blockers who just keep on cycling regardless of the offense.
Punchy.
Great demonstration of blocking at the back there.
Punchy taking a big hit at the end of that jam, able to call it off. Picking up a few more points there. 6 points for Punchy, bringing the Pikes total to 212. Thrillers not so far behind at 81. Looking over at Doug Dromore to make sure that was right. 81 points. And it's Honey Smacks, the jammer of record for the first time. She was jammer before, but that was for a couple of star passes. This is the first time she's starting the jam as jammer, but official mascot doesn't care. She has lead jammer once again. Honey Smack still trying to make her way through, with meeting no elbows, and does break through on her initial. A nice round of applause, even from official mascot. As she enters the near turn, official mascot on the far turn, meeting up with some Thriller blockers, breaks through for 4 points. Honey Smack's now scoring.
Making her way through while Fish is approaching the back. Smacks is out in front, 4 big points in the air.
And it's
not to be outdone. Fish right behind, 4 more points themselves.
And while that was happening, there was another penalty to Murderous Muffin, and I believe that's number 7 for number 2-7. He's able to smile about it. It was a good penalty to get, I think, helping out your teammates. Both jammers scoring now as official mascot breaks through. She has 4. Honey Smacks exiting turn number 2 in the near straight, passing a few more Pike blockers. Oh, there you go. Finally picking up point number 4. And official mascot calls it off.
But while number 14, Tornado, is going to the penalty box for a contact penalty.
And a timeout has been called on the floor. Less than 2 minutes to go here in this game. And that timeout appears to be amended. Dev wanted to call a timeout during that. And there's some confusion here. The jam timer correctly calling time to allow Dev to call a timeout. And that will be a team timeout against the Natural Born Thrillers. Thrillers calling a timeout there. They have 1 left in this game. Right now the score, Northern Pikes 224, Natural Born Thrillers 89. Let's see if the Thrillers can make triple digits before we wrap things up. Looking at the great scoreboard here, we'd like to thank Derby Level Up for sponsoring our scoreboard. It's been rocking and rolling all weekend, providing our fans with some great information as to who's jamming, what points are being scored, how much time is left, and yeah, it's just been a great weekend for Derby.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Flat Track Fever every year. Only this game and 2 more left in the weekend. But let's talk about what we got on the go right now. We got the Mystics storming up through the pack for lead.
Less than 2 minutes to go as the Mystic has lead. Spare Me caught in the pack. Recycle takes off the Jammer Star. The Mystic now scoring points, not to the outside by Justice Basta Crash with a thunderous check there. The Mystic up and smiling.
Duck doing a long cycle back on Spare Me.
Skating into a few of his own teammates, but able to slide through, scoring 4 more points as a star pass has just been conducted with Justice Basta Crash taking the outside with star in hand. Darthwheel Duck picking up a direction penalty there.
Killerella nudging Justice Basta Crash out on the inside line. Now looking to pick up some one-on-one blocking.
Basta Crash has yet to make their initial, and a 4-on penalty being assessed to number 369 as Basta Crash makes it on his initial while the Mystic is behind.
He seems to be smiling, unsure of how it happened himself.
Pay the Pain picking up a direction penalty there as the Mystic picks up 4 more points.
Looks like Mystic might be running this jam right out until its final conclusion.
It's 4 points for Justice. Able to make it through for 4 points with 15 seconds to go in the period.
Basta, you got 15 seconds. You can score some more points.
Mystic picking up 4 more points. Skaters standing, encouraging Justice to make it. Knocked to the inside with 4 seconds to go in this jam. And the Mystic wisely calling it off. Let's see if there's a timeout opportunity. It doesn't appear to be so. The referees will go and validate scores as we conclude this game.
What an excellent game between these two teams. They can both go home very happy after this endeavor. A couple of them have 1 or 2 more games left this weekend. Speaking of which, coming up next, we have the NF Bombs versus the Calgary All-Stars at 3 o'clock. And then your final game of the weekend will be the Glenmore Reservoir Dogs versus Toronto Men's Roller Derby at 5.
We'd like to thank you for watching. This is Phil Hollywood and
Doug Drillmore. Reminder to both teams to bring your most valuable jammer and most valuable blockers to the announcer's table when after you have finished. Yeah, good job, Phil. Yeah.